Welcome to the Regulating AI podcast. I'm here at the TechX Big Data Expo on February 6th, 2025. I'm here with Ron Gafni from Israel, who is here sitting with me. We are talking about a broad range of things, especially in terms of global AI policy, global governance, global AI regulations. Ron, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. A few words about the AI in general, and then about what we are involved with specifically. The AI revolution I compare this to the revolution when computers came in a few decades ago, or like the industrial revolution that few hundreds years back. Things are changing dramatically, and of course, lots of regulations are to follow. In our country, AI, of course, using as a vehicle for almost everything we do, starting with the industries that we all know, like the defense industries, the army, and so on and forth, and of course, the high tech industry. Uh, what I can be elaborating is about the AI mechanism and the AI platform to improve or to change the whole concept of the management tools. This is a huge environment when we all been grown up on the traditional management tools. We know profit and loss, we know cash flow, we know revenue stream, and all this as managers. And myself, as being CEO for several multinational listed companies, use those traditional tools, but not anymore. Once the big data became a part of every single organization and the AI became like a common practice, you change the whole view of how you do management and what are the tools that you are using. Just to give you some examples, usually almost all organizations are looking to find some anomalies in their operations. Now, sometimes when you identify your anomalies, it might be too late, very costly, huge damages, and so on and forth. Here, we're using a platform of AI. You identify the anomalies right on time, in real time. And then you can do like analysis of what might be the cause for those analysis and introduce the causing and also suggest some corrective actions. It's in the industry, but you can take it for a global thinking of what can do in policy and in everything. So, and
On a question on that, sorry to interrupt you. You work across many companies, etc. You were CEO of many companies. AI is, as you said, prevalent in almost everything in Israel, whether it's in defense, agriculture, etc., etc. And Israel has got some of the best AI talent in the world. Do you believe that we need AI regulations, AI policy, AI governance frameworks? Yes
absolutely,
or no?
absolutely yes.
Does Israel have some kind of framework? Are they working on frameworks that says you can do so many things, you cannot do so many things, etc.? Are those mandatory? Are those as standards? What is it?
It's a very good question because actually the AI promoting and running very quickly toward its goals, while the regulation is a little bit lagging. Like everything, every revolution, technology revolution behave the same. The regulation is usually behind.
Mhm.
Now, we do have some regulations. And as you know, worldwide, the regulations will follow.
Mhm.
There are still some areas that regulations already been
Mhm.
solidified and some others that to be.
Mhm.
But to your question, I would say that we like in Israel, like you see worldwide, we see the regulation a little bit lagging after the technology, but it will catch up, I believe, because that's how the nature of
So
things.
innovation is first ahead, and then regulations will come behind that. But in terms of current generative AI, Ron, as you very well know, it collects data from the internet. Data could have biases, etc. Are there systems in place that can prevent some of those things? There is the issue of biases, there's the issue of privacy, there's the issue of security, where uh, my my data or the company data might be in those LLMs, etc. So how are those kinds of things being looked at, Ron?
Okay. Yeah, this is one of the main issues when you deal with big data. How you keep the privacy, how you keep the security. So I think most of the AI platforms worldwide are considering this as the biggest obstacle to spread it out. Now, what I know about how to do that is that you actually try not to take all the information from the databases into yourself, process it, and then bring it back. No, you take your platform and you stick it and you embed it into the databases of the clients.
Mm-hmm.
By that, you actually are not exposed and you don't break any privacy regulations or so on and forth. However, as you mentioned, this is an issue, and there are several ways to protect it by doing like a crossing of different algorithms to make sure that you don't do anything and you have like a check and balances to be on the safe side, not to breach any privacy. But this is an issue.
Ron, a lot of countries, I mean, you've seen DeepSeek come out of China, US has its own. Is Israel creating its own foundation models? Is there LLMs based in Hebrew out there in Israel?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And it's growing and promoting very rapidly. I believe that within the next year or two, we shall have our own, we'd say, framework to do that as well. Yes, absolutely. We are already engaged with some of that in our country.
In Israel, the AI companies, are they focused on some specific industry? Is it more national security, defense, agriculture, or is it across the board?
I'll answer it very broadly. I think there's no even one segment in our focus in Israel that AI is not relevant. AI is relevant in everything, starting with defense, going into agriculture, going into the other ministries like dealing with the population necessities. There's no even one segment that is on the shade that AI will not reach it. Um, that's why, as I said before, from my standing point, management should be one of the first ones to be revolutionized with the AI platform, and that's what we were working on.
You talked about management. So finally, I wanted to ask you, in the conversations that I have with CEOs, C-level execs at large companies, they talk about their boards are asking now questions about AI. They're talking about setting up AI ethics boards, etc. What is your suggestion to these companies, their management, when they are now down the path of AI? What is the best way for a large company to start working down, whether it's the board or the C-level execs, Ron?
The key word here is education. I mean, if you have a board that is not familiar with what are the AI benefits and features, you need to teach them, because I totally agree with you. What you are saying is very interesting. I mean, management are running very rapidly to adopt AI platforms while their board members are still behind. So you need to educate. If you want to match and you want to benefit from your board, they need to adopt some AI tools and understand what behind an AI, the pros and cons, as you said, what you can do with that, and also what are the risks involved.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Well, Ron, this has been fantastic. We have a global audience. I think I've learned, and I think our audience will learn a lot about what's going on in Israel and what can be the lessons learned across the board. So thank you so much for being on the podcast.
It's my pleasure, and I hope that you will hopefully help the AI platforms and AI technology to emerge correctly, as you said. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.